He was the leader of a religious cult. Taking advantage of people's sorrows, he used his music to lure followers. He spoke of a grand faith, but his words were hollow. It was all to satisfy his own goal. He'd only found success because of strong financial support from the new mafia, who used his pulpit to gain support for their own agenda. Many believed he was just a tool of an up-and-coming gangster. But the real goal that drove him? That's a secret.
So, now we can go to the first ranking battle. This is a way that this game is... Oh my god, it's so much better than the first game. You don't have to pay to get into the ranking battles now. You can just go. If you don't care about any of this stuff, like if you don't care about making money to increase Travis's health or his attack, you could just go to the ranking battle. If you don't care about how Travis looks, if you don't care about getting new weapons, you could just go to each ranking battle. You could just bang each of them out one after another and beat the game like very quickly. I love that. I love that that's an option in this game, because that was one of the parts of the first game that is always so bad. But here we go. This is the first real level of the game, and where I'm going to get into the big changes from the first game. First off, this song is fucking incredible. So yeah, the tiger works a little bit different in the second game. I think it's way more clear how these attacks work in this game, whereas in the first game it was kind of nebulous. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So here's why this game is like infinitely worse than the first game. The camera sucks ass in this game. In the first game, you could use the D-pad on the Wii Remote to turn the camera. In this game, you cannot do that, because they've relegated it to the dodge. Even when you're not locked on, you dodge, which was not the case in the first game. When you weren't locked on in the first game, you could use the D-pad to move the camera. In this game, you use the C button to reset the camera behind Travis, which is bad. And also, Travis is like, you know, he's positioned on the screen weird, which I don't like. That's less of an issue than the camera, but it's still really annoying. I don't like using the C button to reset the camera, so instead what I do is I do, like Zelda, I do like the Z targeting, which is what I'm doing right now. It resets the camera a little bit better in terms of how fast Travis is moving. So that is how I do this game. But other than that, I'd say the combat is actually superior to the first game. It's at least maybe more fleshed out, more clear. And yeah, all these attacks are pretty much the same. This is the one where you launch an attack out, although it's not as good. Because in the first game, you could aim where you were shooting. In this game, you do too, but it's not as clear because of how, again, the camera's positioned. A lot of my big issues with this game are with the camera. So as we get more into the game, you know, there's some more issues that I have, but it's pretty good. Those magazines increase your ecstasy gauge. I don't know if you could tell, but they're singing the theme of the first game. They're going like, no more heroes, and it's so amazing. I love the soundtrack. So they're telling you about the emergency evade here because there's a helicopter about to come in. We're going to ignore that real quick. We're going to grab... I don't need that. So we are just going to do the emergency evade with bad camera you're gonna want to just run through here because that can do quite a bit of damage to you. Those guys get killed now. Yeah, see, that was the jumping attack. The jumping attack in this game is so much better than it was in the first game. I very rarely found any kind of a use for the jumping slash in the first game, whereas in this game, it's almost like it's invaluable. It's actually a good technique to use.
Bring it on!
Come on, dude. Thankfully, a lot of Travis's quotes are still here. They didn't change that in between games, which I'm very glad for, so you'll still get fuckhead! The battery on this one, I think, kind of sucks. Like, it takes you forever to recharge it. So instead of grabbing cards, collectible cards in this game, you collect, like, presents and gifts. They're pretty much things that Travis uses to decorate his motel room with. So, that's another place where the game is better. Because the cards were just kind of like, yep, alright, whatever. Whereas in this game, you can actually see, like, what's happening and the reward of what you're picking up. You can view in the game. Alright, I hope more people spawn in. Get out. I want to murder you. Come on. Their hitboxes, like, are just not active. You get back here. There we go. You're a joke. Yeah, I'm glad that those quotes are still in here. UAA Killer Collection number 51. I think those are those magazines that you learn new moves from. Ouch. One enemy type that is actually, I think, more annoying in this game are the gun enemies. Because in the first game, you could very easily kind of dodge them and block their shots. Whereas in this game, I don't really think it's as easy. That is another really great change in this game. Every single time Travis picks up an item, he goes, Moe! That doesn't look like there's much else in here, so let's get a move on. Oh my god, dude, this song is so good. So yeah, I mean, it's a mixed bag in terms of changes. Some of them really do work, others just straight up do not. I like the combat is good. I don't know if I would say that it's better or worse than the first game. The camera is certainly the worst part of the game, in my opinion. So that's pretty much how I feel about this game. It's better in terms of presentation, and the story's probably better too. Well, in the terms of this game actually has a story. Like, there's an overarching story, and, you know, revenge is a big part. Whereas in the first game, Travis really just wanted to bang Sylvia. That was the big overarching plot line. Whereas in this game, he wants revenge for Bishop. So in that terms, the game is better than the first one for sure. That's another thing. If there's an enemy on the ground, what you can do is you can pick the enemy up to kill them. You know, you can use the wrestling moves on them then. Is there anyone else in here? I don't think so. I think that was it. I do not want to forget about the box that's in here. And also, yeah, I'll say the soundtrack might be better in this game, because every single level doesn't do a remix of the No More Heroes theme. At least it's not as obvious. Because this song, it took a while for it to kick in. Like, just now did it happen. So... Of course, you still save by taking a dump, which I like. The thing that I really struggle with this game, you know, it's a desperate struggle, is whether or not it's... Like, it's a great game, it's just not nearly as good as the first one. There's a lot of changes, but it does not make this game bad. That's the thing that I really just want to put out there. This is not a bad game by any means.
This must be karma. Travis touchdown.
Spare me the mystic crap. I came here to fight. Magnificent! Travis, the Crownless King.
I see the rumors were true.
I don't know who's talking about me, but that nickname's all right.
Listen to me, Your Highness. These rankings mean nothing to me. Neither does my sect or the mob. My only true calling was to clash swords with you. That's why I joined this contest. I was starving for a worthy foe.
Then you're in luck. Because I'm as worthy as it gets. And I've got a shit ton of anger to work out.
That's what I like to hear. This is it. This is what I've been praying for. I'm weary of this gilded world. Oh, glitter, no soul. Save me from sorrow, Crownless King. Thy sword and thy wrath will deliver me.
You should go easy on that crazy punch. How about I just cut you a new one?
We'll both do as divinity commands.
Hallelujah.
So this dude's name is Nathan Copeland, and he is voiced by Carrie Payton, who's probably most well known as Cyborg from Teen Titans. But we have yet another Metal Gear reunion here. We have Travis, still voiced by Robin Atkin Downs, now fighting Drebin from Metal Gear Solid 4. And you know what? I'm going to say this might be one of my least favorite fights. Not only in this game, but just the series overall. I'm really not a big fan of Nathan Copeland's fight. It's not very difficult, and it's just kind of dumb. It gets real messy towards the end. And I don't particularly think he's that interesting or funny like of a character. So you can capitalize on a lot of enemies a lot more in this game. You know, when you slash them with the Wii Remote, you can, like, take a lot of time and actually attack them after that, too. Now, whereas in the first game, they kind of had a little bit of a downtime. There we go, perfect. Moe. This is where the fight just gets, like, really messy. I'll say, they put him into, like, the weird dream sequences in Heroes Paradise. His fight's probably actually a little bit more fun in that game. This is where it really changes from the first game. You can get a lot of real good, like, extra hits on the characters after you wrestle them. Please don't attack me, Drebin. Yeah, this fight, there's just not a whole lot to it. And there's nothing to write home about, which is a real shame. Alright, I'd really like to stop having to do this. Not really. Alright, well, let's stand behind this pillar, and hopefully he can't hit me from here. See, this takes way longer. Damn it. I would love to know why he has, like, this Irish accent for. Whoa! I thought I was, like, real sure that I wasn't gonna get hit by that. Let's grab that. He can still hit you in here, so don't worry about that. Right. Oh, there's not another battery, huh? Alright, Nathan, if you could stop, like, shooting fucking missiles and shit. See, like I said, at the end, this fight just becomes a total mess. And that, you know, that's the only part of this fight that's actually, like, an issue. So I'm not a big fan of Nathan Copeland here. No, 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 no. But even then, he's still just not a big deal. Because, you know, we're gonna have him in about a second here. Ow, ow, ow. Can you end now? That should be it. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that they put, like, one of the worst bosses right in the beginning. But then again, I'd rather him be in the beginning than, like, at the end. I also like that you have more control over the characters' deaths in this game. Like, every one you have to, like, shake the Wii Remote in some form. So I like that. Also, all the characters have very boring names. Like, Nathan Copeland? I'll never remember that in a week. That'll be forgotten.
On a fantastic victory! You are now ranked 50th!
Just 49 left. This is gonna take a while.
You were spectacular!
Better hurry. Like you said, I don't want anybody getting to that bat bastard first.
Look at you, Travis. Violence is the only way you can express yourself, no?
Oh, I'm in the zone, baby. Nothing's gonna hold me back.
Good. I'll arrange the next fight. It's going to blow your mind.
Can't fucking wait.
Yeah, we got 49 left. Which, you know, seems like it's gonna be a while. The first game I was able to do in 21 videos. This one might be in, like, the 40s or 30s, you know? You never know. So this is gonna be a long one. That's a joke. We don't actually fight that many people. So I don't know why they made it 50. It just doesn't really make sense.